Hey guys, in today's video, we're going to tackle how to find time to film your videos. One of the hardest things to do as a content creator or YouTube creator or anybody that's working online and virtually these days is finding the time to film videos very quickly and efficiently. So I'm going to be unpacking that in today's video. So let's hop in. So the first thing you want to do is to create and decide on a title topic that you want to talk about or that what your video is going to be about. That's going to give you kind of direction and a way to go with your video. That way you don't get all off topic whenever you're talking about things inside of your video. And so a way I like to think about my title is what problem is this video solving? What am I helping somebody to do? What are they going to learn in this video? And so then you can kind of reverse engineer that and then start creating your title. The next step that you want to do is to create a hook. You want to get people interested and you want to kind of intrigue them. And so what can you say in the first 3 to 5 seconds of your video that's really going to hook your person into watching and seeing what else you have to say inside of that video? And these are all things that you're going to work out while you're in that planning phase of creating your video. The next thing you want to do is to create 3 to 5 talking points to where you can cover these talking points in your video. And that way it keeps everything really organized and really concise. And if you bullet point this, it's going to be way better than if I were to stand here and be reading directly from my plan that I have right here. You would be like, oh my gosh, I could have just read that. Why didn't you just post that? It's so boring to hear somebody read it verbatim, word for word. So you just want to have some talking points that you're going to talk about and then just kind of elaborate just a little bit. So I'll have like 3 talking points or 5 talking points with generally like 3 subtopics below there where I'm going to elaborate a little bit more in detail about that topic that I'm talking about. So the next thing you want to consider is what type of B-roll do you want to add to your video. So first, let me explain what B-roll is. B-roll is where we give visual context that basically supports what we're talking about in the A-roll, which is whatever point we're making in the video. So for example, in this video, I just mentioned you want to plan out your videos before you basically start filming. And so I would pop up some B-roll like you see right now of me where I'm using my notes app and I'm building out my outline for this video and then copy and pasting and taking it right over to Google Docs to where I'll be able to print that all off and, you know, work on it a little bit more in detail, add other things and whatnot. This would just be supportive footage on showing you a bit more in detail visually the point I'm making in the video. So that's basically what B-roll is. It's just a supporting roll slash footage, if you will, to whatever it is you're talking about. The next thing you want to figure out is what is your CTA going to be at the end of your video. So a CTA is your call to action. Are you going to be driving them to another video or do you want them to subscribe to your email list? And so by clicking below in a link that's going to take them to your landing page, are you wanting to send them to a Facebook group? What exactly is it that you're trying to accomplish with your call to action? So there can be several different calls of actions and it just depends on you personally and what you need to happen for this particular video that you're filming. So knowing that on the front end is going to be super important, especially if you're wanting to kind of direct them to watch another video on your YouTube channel. It's a good idea to already know and have in mind what that next video is going to be. So that way you can say, and if you really found all of this information helpful, you need to know this one thing here that I did to make this whole process easier. Watch this video now that's on your screen. That way it ties directly into this video and it also didn't tell them, hey, the video's over. It's like, hey, go and watch this. That's also going to help increase your watch time. And that's one of the things that's going to really help you to start getting traction on YouTube and starting your channel to grow. And so the next important thing you need to consider is, are there any still shot images or pictures that you need to get before you kind of break down and get out of filming mode and all that good stuff? Because there's nothing like having all your hair, makeup, and everything done and everything filmed only to get to needing to create your thumbnail for the video and realizing, oh shoot, I didn't take any pictures for my thumbnail. So what pictures do you need? Have you looked at other topics that's similar to whatever it is that you're talking about in your video and seeing what type of thumbnails are out there, what types of getting ideas and things like that? I'm not saying copy these thumbnails because you definitely don't want to do that, but what you do want to do is just take inspiration. So if they're using like a prop like some glasses and they're looking over their glasses at you, or they're pointing, or they're doing this or this, you know, and looking confused, you basically just want to get that all figured out on the front end so that way you're not just like, oh shoot, now I got to go back and try to figure out a pose and all of these different things. Get that figured out on the front end so that way it's just boom, 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 and you're just checking it off on your list and you're all good to go by the time you're done recording your video. Okay, so that leads me to my next point. Follow me. Stop waiting for the perfect time or place to film your videos. Whenever you're trying to find find time to basically squeeze in your filming. Sometimes that consists of you doing chores while filming your video. So as you can see, I'm basically filming my video, sharing the tips with you, but also throwing in a load of laundry. So the great thing about filming as you do chores, one, this builds your know, like, and trust, but also makes you relatable to your ideal customer. And so you can share your tips while you're talking and doing your chore without that being too much of a distraction to your viewer. It's just going to be little pockets of stuff here and there. So you may or may not finish the whole entire chore in the video, but it'll be something that has a little bit more visual interest to your viewer and make them want to watch, because they're going to be like, oh my gosh, she's just like me. She's got a busy life. She's doing all the things, and she's still finding time to film her videos, and she's sharing all these great tips and advice to me in this quick little video. So definitely know that next time Susie Q has a question about whatever service it is that you offer, she's going to probably think of you, because you've kind of built that rapport, and it's kind of like you guys were hanging out in video, which is another really cool thing about your videos. It just makes them so much more personable when they can kind of see you in your real space and in your real life. And so that brings me to my next tip. Address pet peeves that cause you to not want to film. What I have found is where there is friction, there is procrastination. So if you find that something is irritating the crap out of you, that's going to be a recurrent thing that keeps coming up every time you go to film your videos, whether it be you don't have the proper stand to hold your phone up the way you need it to while you're filming, or what have you. There could be a multitude of different things that causes friction while we're filming. So if you start seeing those types of things that are popping up constantly, what that is signaling to you is, hey, you have a broken system and it needs to be fixed. It needs your attention immediately, and we really need to address it. And so the next thing you want to do is figure out a solution to fix it. If it's simply, you don't have the proper tools to hold your phone up for you, then what can you create or purchase that is going to make your life a lot easier to get that task and that job done? That way, every time you go to do it, you're not feeling like, gosh, this is just such a headache every time I go to do it, because this, and this happens because I don't have this, or what have you. So definitely address the small things, because the small things definitely turn into bigger issues and frustrations, which will in turn cause you to not get the things done that you need to get done. And so that brings me to my next tip. Create areas or zones throughout your home where you know you can easily go and crank out a quick video. It's not going to be a lot of fuss. You're going to be able to turn your camera on, turn your ring light on, and just hit record and go. That's what you want to do. You want it to be easy for you to be able to create content very quickly and on the go, and not something where you have to have a whole lot of fuss with doing that. So if you're anything like me, you may or may not have a space that is big enough to dedicate just for your office and a filming set area. So then you have to get creative and start creating zones throughout your home where you know you can easily go and pop out and crank out a video and what have you. And so that's what I started doing, was focusing on just little small areas that I could decorate and go to, and that I could kind of rotate throughout my home and film quick little videos and do what I needed to do. So I highly suggest you to do the same thing, because it makes doing videos and creating content that much easier, and it goes a lot quicker and smoother, because you're not constantly having to feel like, let me hurry up and tidy this up, let me hurry up and straighten this up, let me fix this, and you're not wasting time on doing that. And so it also clears that mental clutter. And so one of the things that I'm really big on is having a space that is not cluttered and it's organized, and I can think, and I don't feel like I'm, the room is kind of overtaking me, if you will. And so that was one of the most important things that I did, was just to create those zones throughout my home that I could easily rotate throughout in a quick video, and not have to really worry so much about, hey, what's in my background? I know what's in the background, and I know that it's okay, it's been approved, and it's like, set in stone kind of thing. And the best part about it is that it works for both my home and me being able to crank out and film a quick video. And so that's kind of making your space work for you and whatever your business is. A lot of times we get so caught up in, well, my home needs to look a certain way. It's like, well, does it function for you in that way? Is it serving you? Does it do what you need it to do? If not, make it work for you. So it may be a little strange that, when somebody comes into my home, that they may see my filming studio area kind of set up in the corner of our living room. But it doesn't matter to me, because I'm making my home work for me and in the space that I have. I'm not getting all, hung up on the fact that, oh, this is not traditionally how a living room would look. So don't worry about the small things. Just do what you've got to do to make your situation work for you in that time and moment and season that you're in. And if you found this video helpful, be sure to check out the video that is currently on your screen now, and it goes into a deep dive on how I created and set up my filming set area. And until next time, I'll talk to you later. Bye!